What happens after my case gets transferred from USCIS to the National Visa Center? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our office here in St. Louis, Missouri. Today we're talking about situations where a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident has filed to bring an immediate relative to the United States. It could be a spouse or a child or a parent. And this is now when USCIS has completed and issued an approval for the underlying I-130 petition, and we got a request off the comment line today where someone was asking, well, what happens next? How much time do I have to follow up with the National Visa Center? And so typically what happens is after your case is approved by USCIS, they forward it on to the National Visa Center. So now jurisdiction over your case is transferring from the Department of Homeland Security to the Department of State, so it's going from USCIS to the National Visa Center, which is part of the State Department. The National Visa Center puts the case together before forwarding it on to the embassies. The National Visa Center is located in New Hampshire, and there are certain things you have to do once your case reaches the NVC, the National Visa Center. It takes about a month or so for your case to make its way from the USCIS to National Visa Center. A lot of times you'll receive an email. You might also receive a letter, and hopefully your lawyer will too if you have used a lawyer. They usually get a copy of what's going on at the National Visa Center next. And so there are certain things you have to do. You have to file an affidavit of support fee and an immigrant visa fee. You pay those fees online at the SEAC website, and then after that you submit what's called the DS-260, which is sort of starting all over. So you'll feel like you've answered all these questions before, but that was to a different governmental agency. This is all the background information about the beneficiary and about the sponsor, and you'll submit the DS-260 online. So it's a long electronic checklist of questions and answers. You fill all that out, and then after that you also send in the checklist. So that's where you submit in paper form a lot of the documents, the supporting documents. You send off the checklist to the National Visa Center. Sometimes they'll ask for more evidence, so you might go back and forth once or twice with them, and then once the National Visa Center is satisfied, they'll send the case on to the embassy. So our questioner today wanted to know, well, how much time do I have after it gets to the National Visa Center to get them the affidavit of support, which involves showing tax returns and making enough money, and all the other evidence that you need for the checklist. And so anytime you're interacting with either the embassy or the National Visa Center, if more than a year goes by and you haven't interacted with them, they might close the case. Now usually they give you more than 12 months, but these days you certainly can't rely on that. And so you want to make sure, for many reasons, that you give them what they want right after they ask for it. So I'm not sure exactly why this potential client or this person was asking how much time do I get, but I suspect it's because they don't feel like they can get everything in order right now. But they should have a year after the case reaches the National Visa Center. But obviously you always want to keep things moving, because delay on your end just leads to more delay on their end. So I hope this answers the questions. I hope this clears up any questions you might have had about what goes on at the National Visa Center or that transition period from USCIS to the NVC. If you do have questions, give us a call at 314-961-8200. You can email us at info@hackinglawpractice.com. Be sure to find us in our Facebook group, which is called Immigrant Home, and then subscribe to us on our YouTube channel so that you get updates whenever we make new videos just like this one. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.